It is May 17th. We are live from my front yard. You're going to enjoy this episode. My lady has joined us. Zito is here. Ty Schmidt is here. Val is here. There's a bunch of animals roaming around. My brother's lion just came out. You're going to hear all about it during the show. But I would also like to give you a heads up. Did you know that every single episode of this is now on Spotify? Yes, the same app that has millions of songs now also has thousands of podcasts. On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite shows. They actually write that in the read. I know Booster Gold's going to be good. You hear that acting in there? And discover new ones. Just not too many. We get jealous very easily over here if you're not spending your ears with us. To subscribe to our show, search for The Pat McAfee Show, tap follow, and get every new episode delivered right to your ears. Podcasts on Spotify, they're streaming right now. And now, let's get to the show. Guys, welcome to the home and garden here, right in front of my house where I live with my lady, who is joining at Viva Lazito, at Ty Schmidt, and myself here for a very special Ladies Night Thursday podcast.
And Val.
The dog Val is here. There's a raccoon. I think we've settled on Miko, the raccoon. I'm not sure. It's the first real visual sighting of this thing. Normally when I see it, it's scurrying off to go spread its diseases elsewhere. But this is one of our guest's new pets. She is feeding this thing. It's the largest raccoon you've ever seen. I don't know if they're in season or out of season, how big they're supposed to be at this moment. But he looks like a little baby werewolf. Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Ludi, my lady.
Hi.
Zito,
I'm just glad
good round
that
of applause.
he is eating the right food and not the garbage.
Well, that's where I seen him. So whenever I would come home, I would see him coming straight out of the garbage area, sprinting like a little rat right into the... we are surrounded by greenery, bush. I have a lot of privacy whenever the leaves have grown in. We are in the front yard here if you watch my IG story, it's where I was digging holes in the garden this weekend. I am domesticated. By the way, I got a full remix to the Rick Ross song, Sophisticated.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He went freestyling tonight during dinner.
While I was tearing the edges of the peas off of it. I'm so domesticated. I pull the groceries out the escalating. I'm putting plants. The dirt can be so sophisticated or complicated. You get it. It's a work in progress, but I'm doing it. But yeah, we're in the privacy here, and Sam, I'm real excited. That can't happen the whole show. That can't happen the whole show.
He needs to get used to my voice, babe.
No, he needs to go away. I love all the other animals. Now, what all do you have on the property here that you consider pets here? At our house, what all do you consider our pets here?
Okay, we have dog, cats, mice,
2 mice, 3 cats, 1 dog. Okay.
chipmunks, squirrels, raccoon, coyote, fox, birds, all the birds.
Deer, right?
Yeah, what about the deer? Yeah, unbelievable.
Hey, they haven't come around in a while.
They're 3 houses down because you forgot their name.
Yeah, you see that?
see
They
them?
moved out.
Did we see him, Ty?
Yeah, we did.
Y'all are lying.
No, they saw him on the way in.
Right in their driveway. He was standing right in... Yeah, I was standing
They
right
don't
in...
come here anymore.
That's because you got a goddamn coyote and a raccoon you're trying to keep around
I
here.
didn't want the coyote.
There needs to be some sort of dress code
We
in
also
this.
have a bird's nest in the wreath of our front door, so I'm not allowing anybody to use our front door right now.
Can't even go on my fucking front doors.
I mean, anybody. Deliveries,
What do you
Patrick,
tell 'em? You
the
just tell 'em,
Val's not allowed. We just go to
You gotta come to the side door.
door.
This is a real thing. There's a sign that says you cannot come in the front door due
Don't
to
knock.
baby birds. Don't knock.
Don't knock, don't touch it. I don't want the nest to fall out of the wreath.
I'll tell you right now, a pizza delivery teenager is going to knock on that door.
No, we beat them out here because we have to let them in.
Yeah, you gotta kind of
So-
meet them out here. Meet them halfway. It's a
Plus,
wild
half of
situation.
them are sketched anyways. You don't want them all the way back here.
We do a lot of food delivery, though.
Yeah.
Do a lot of food delivery. And it's best to meet them out there. Now, granted, when the winter comes back around and we're doing all this food delivery, we'll let them come to us.
Yeah.
But at this particular situation, we go to them. I have 13 acres. I got this house that we are in front of at a very good rate. The person who owned it before me took zero care of the house and ended up in some financial issues, we shall say.
Really?
Yeah, an old Captain Save-A-Ho, Pat McAfee, came through, bought it out, saved him. Very nice of me to do that to him. Very nice. I saved him, I think. I got him out of the things. Now I'm in this house.
You're a hero, a superhero, some would say.
Not yet. That Booster Gold movie's coming together, though. Isn't it?
Yeah, can't wait. We just talked about it all today.
We had like a 3-hour meeting today. Real talk. It was a real meeting.
About it.
Ty was up there on the dry erase board writing out the script. I mean, we're in a real situation. You said your major in college was script writing.
Yeah, TV and film production.
Wow.
You just read them.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever read anything?
No, I'm not a good reader.
No. You reading books though? Mm-hmm. We got a whole like sunroom in this house now that she is decorated. It's this house is way too big. It was way too large. When I bought it, I knew that. It was a bad decision. As soon as I moved in, I was like, fuck, gotta fill it up now. Didn't do that to most of the house. As soon as she got here, she started flipping this thing into a goddamn home and garden shop.
It looked like a 6-year-old's bachelor pad when I first
How old?
moved in here. Maybe 60, 70. Gold, big red, bright red couch with gold pillows on them.
I picked that couch out myself.
With a red
It was a power
rug.
couch. Zito, this was a power couch.
Red is a power color as well.
Thank you.
I mean, it was. There were so many shades of red and gold in this house.
And you did what?
I took it all out.
All of it.
All of it. In
The red
fact,
couch is now in the garage.
It's still in the garage.
Oh, that's the one?
Might have a garage
Do
sale.
you need it?
No.
Would you like it?
It's for
Anybody.
Sale. It's for sale. You can Venmo.
Literally anybody.
You can
I'll
Venmo
Vimeo.
Zito.
I'll Vimeo.
You
Just
can,
take
you can
it.
Vimeo Zito.
Zito can just take it.
That's unbelievable.
I'll throw in
though.
the Kia.
Dude, I can't believe you made it here, to be honest. Because I live a little bit outside the city. Zito and Ty Schmidt live downtown. They traveled out here this evening for this recording. And Zito's got this Kia that it seems as if it's not going to make it much longer.
We hit the biggest pothole coming down.
Dude, I don't know how you made it. This is probably going to be stuck here, huh? We got another trash yard here.
I'm
What's
to
the
borrow a
blue
car.
light?
That's a security system. He's got
Yeah,
one of them
it doesn't
fake-
work though.
Wow.
Yeah, but it gives the appearance as if.
It's like, don't do anything, but it won't do anything.
Yeah, I respect that a lot, Zito.
Those are the smallest wheels I've ever seen on a car.
It's a little
17
rollerblade.
inches. No, 15. Was it 15?
All right, 17s. Zito's down 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Do you know that, Sam?
He looks like he lost some weight. Good for you.
18 pounds. He did lose. It's a fact.
I pulled that video of Gump his first time calling, and I looked at myself, and I was like, holy crap, that was me. That was March 21st.
Knew you.
Yeah.
Quick Throwback Thursday, we did, you guys met Gumpy on the podcast here, I think 2 weeks ago, or last week. They all kind of blend in. It was one of these weeks. He's our Canadian caller from British Columbia, and we tried to figure out how we first met him. I was like, how do we become friends with this dude from Canada out of nowhere? And Zito pulls up his first call, and I lead off with, well, I can't wait to hang up on this guy. And I'm assuming that the show was bad. It had a run of bad phone calls, because that does happen, by the way.
Yeah.
On the live show, you never know what's coming in. So we get some bad calls. And I get to the point where I'm like, oh, my God, like, come on, somebody do good here. Somebody bring some energy. Because a lot of people, I think, get nervous.
Yeah.
As soon as the phone comes on and they're live, they're like, oh, shit. Like, I can say a lot of regrettable things right now, which we do every single day. But for them, it's not their job to do that. It's our job to do that. So I think people get nervous. So I'm like, and that one day we had a couple bad ones in a row. And I'm like, do I even take a call maybe? Do I even take a call? And this was it. Do we have the recording?
Yeah.
Can you send it to Ty?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pipe it in.
Yep.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to.
Yeah, whatever.
People get it. Anyways, this guy, his energy, the first time calling, he literally started with, Cuzzy. And I was like, okay, here we go. This is it. But it is a video, and you get a chance to see everybody in the studio from that day.
Yeah.
There's been some transformation since
Huge.
Sirius started
Yeah.
up here.
What color was your hair then?
Oh, relax. Oh, relax. You did this hair.
You made me. You wouldn't see.
You
This is
willingly.
what happens.
Willingly. Let's make sure people understand.
He has talked about this for months now, and I have told him how bad it will look. And finally, I was fed up with hearing it, so I said, let's go. Let's go get this boxed.
We
Was
go
there a
down.
color.
second choice of color, though?
No.
It was that color no matter
No,
what?
I don't know. I let him pick this out all on his own.
It
I
was
had
supposed to
nothing
be-
I had nothing to do with the color.
It was supposed to be Herbal Essence Intense Bleach Blonding Kit. And we get there, and they ain't got it. Ain't that right? They ain't got it. I did 4 laps around the goddamn thing looking for this Herbal Essence Intense Bleach Blonding Kit. I've used it numerous times. College, high school, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. I've used it a lot. That thing has got me through some times. Made my hair look good. But no. Not this year. Not in Indiana. Had to use another stuff that was just a little bit of a knockoff, and it came out a little hot. But I think this hair has really grown on me.
Well, if you would have never got that hair, Booster Gold would never happen.
Never. Never would have happened.
Yep. So it was the perfect thing to ever happen.
By the way, Booster Gold hasn't happened yet. So let's make sure. We're talking about something that is completely fairy tale land in our heads right now. It's a real thing. Real thing. Hey, lady.
What?
I talked to them a little bit here about how domesticated I am.
Mm-hmm.
I was gardening, boys. And now that it's getting dark and you see these lights and the little balls, do you not think...
Did you have anything to do with those lights and little balls?
All of the things.
Oh.
All of the things. Didn't I say, hey, we should get some lights out here?
You did say something
See
of that.
See that? Just like in pregnancy, the guy starts it.
Shut up.
She has made this place look good. It should be on fucking Home and Garden, shouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Lawn looks incredible.
Yeah. Well, they just cut that today. They just cut.
No. I did that too.
Yeah. Got a little commercial cutter.
Thank you. Did the edging and all that good rot.
The 0 turning radius thingy. It's a wild life. I'm 31 years old, and I'm like, I look forward to doing the lawn work with her. Like, I enjoyed digging those holes the other day, mostly because I got a lot of sun, which a lot of people commented on during our protest video.
They did, yeah.
A lot of people were like, hey, SPF. I'm like, hey, cuz, that burn was already there. That burn was earned. You know what I mean? Doing lawn work out here, digging holes.
You dig some holes. Pulled up some bushes.
Chopped some roots. You know, under these trees here. Roots.
Oh, my God.
Thick ones, Zito.
Did you do the backside too or no?
The back of the house?
Yeah.
No, that's why we're out here. Back of the house, still kind of boring. Still kind of
Haven't
boring.
made it back that way.
Still kind of boring back there. A lot of open space, not a lot of great
But the
things.
pool's open.
The pool is open, Zita, if you want to go get some
Laps in.
laps in.
Do
I'm
you
10
need some
pounds away
laps?
from being pull body.
Well, how much weight do you think you're going to lose?
You can get some weights, too.
I think I'm going 230.
So that would be 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And you're at 18 already. So the light is at the end of the tunnel. It's only 12 more pounds in your head.
I'm starting to run this week, so cardio is starting this week. So I haven't done cardio at all yet.
You're going to run?
Yeah.
Did you give him those sauna jackets?
No, he doesn't need them till the last week.
But listen, I got him some old school, like, sauna jackets.
Yeah.
They're in his office, in the bag. You should put one on.
I was going to do garbage bags, but that might be better.
No, this is a garbage. It's like a professional garbage bag.
But
then
it
yeah.
actually has
It fits the body.
armholes and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
I'm
like
all in.
not just a hole cut in a piece of tarp. It's an actual poncho. You know what I mean? You got that place for the arms. Great dinner tonight, by the way. Great dinner we cooked tonight.
What'd you guys
Yeah,
cook?
we did.
Sam cooked pork chops
And
with
chicken.
some grilled chicken. Then the peas and the corn. And then what was that other thing?
Peach and bacon, like, reduction.
Which I don't even know what that means, but it was just like this little sauce that we put on top of the pork. It was so
It was
good.
so good.
I will say pork chop is probably the most underrated meat out there.
It's so good. I enjoy pork a lot.
I like the pork chop a
Yeah.
lot.
It's
I don't want to be
simple,
talking
too.
to you about it right now because we're out of your feeding time and you're intermittent fasting. And I think pork is probably something that really fucked you over. I think it'll get you going.
We were driving down. It was KFC, Popeyes.
Oh, yeah.
All of it.
Oh, yeah.
It was the
Well, and
worst
not
drive.
just that, you went through, like, the entire world of food
Oh, I
going
know.
down that road.
Yeah, because there's Mexico, there's
Yes.
China,
Korean.
there's Korea
Yep,
on
we
there.
saw all of them.
All of it.
Oh, yeah.
And their kitchen was still like bursting out
But you know
smells
what?
with the windows
All
down.
night it's
You
going.
know what there isn't? Cuba.
I love that Cuban restaurant downtown or in Broad
In
Ripple.
Broad Ripple?
Ripple?
Yeah.
That dude's so cool, isn't he?
What's his name?
George?
George. Yeah.
He's
Taste
nice.
of Havana. He's so nice.
I walked in the first day and I was like, do you know the restaurant Chicago? He said the name right away. He was like, we're better. Literally right away.
Like, as you said the name,
I was
of-
saying, do you know, because there's Chicago has a really good one. I can't remember the name right now, but he said the name right away. And I was like, I was with my mom. And my mom was like, this can't be. And she tried it. And she was like, this is way better.
Oh, so your mom liked it. So
Yes.
it even got the seal of approval from your mom, this
Yes.
Taste of Havana place?
Yep.
No free ads, but if you're in Indianapolis and you want some great coffee and good fucking sandwiches,
Yeah.
this Taste of Havana place, which is the American dream, really.
The whole story.
Old George came from Cuba and then started his own restaurant here in Indianapolis, and it is taking off. They had to buy more space because there's so many people. People are stealing their playing cards, though, which is
yeah.
bullshit.
That's sad.
Every time we
People
go in
stop stealing.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, legit.
But like definitely our
Way to
playing
go.
cards.
Way
Do
to
you
think
approve that message?
Hey, is that a declaration right there?
I declare, people, I hate you.
Hi, my name is Samantha Ludi,
No,
and I
no.
approve that message. Don't steal. You know what? Don't kill either. Can we tell the people to stop killing people?
Stop killing people.
Yeah.
Do you
Anything
approve that
else?
message as well?
And quit hitting my animals outside of our house. I'm making signs for out on the road, by the way. Caution.
It'd be great if people would, because I got to deal with it. Like these animals
They
that we
just
have
leave
zero...
them right in front of our house, too. It's like, those are my pets. Those are my babies.
So I have one standard lie I tell her every single time. No, those are some other deer. Those are some other birds. That's another squirrel from another neighborhood. It's not ours. It's from across the street. It was trying to get in. It
But
didn't
you
make
can
it.
tell that it's ours because they're
So
super fat. You can
That was your
definitely
deer
tell.
then. That was your deer over there.
There you go.
Yeah. It's feeding time all the time for these fucking animals.
Oh, I
Right?
know,
It
yeah.
never ever stops. She goes to Cabela's and just buys all their food, and they're like, "Oh, are you big game? Huh? Like, what do you got going on?" She's like, "No, hunting's rude."
They warn me not to use all the different deer feeds that I have because like you can't attract that many, and I'm like, no, I want that. Yeah, I'm feeding them.
It's a bad spot. There's gonna be turf wars at some point with all these fucking animals.
Or
At
you're going to have a
some
school of deer. You're going to have like classes going on back
I would
there.
love that. We have a stable back there, so I want to
jeez.
open it and just let them come on in.
point. The fact that we don't have a horse yet is just a fucking miracle.
mini horse.
To be honest.
I would love a mini horse.
See, I want a miniature bucking bull, so we're trying to meet in the middle here, and I want a miniature bucking bull.
To be honest, I'll take either. So
Is it either or either?
I don't know. I really don't know the rules.
Tomato,
to
tomato,
that.
I think, in that situation.
Oh,
Well, it's definitely tomato.
it is.
Potato,
yeah.
Potato.
Potato's the winner there too.
Yeah.
Just like it's.
I've
a
been wrong
rural.
all my life.
What about accept and accept and accept?
Those are two different words.
Accept.
Yeah. One is to like
Well,
take
see?
something, and the other is like instead of. Accept and accept, two different things. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spelling bee May 31st. Did you know that? Yeah. It's a Barstool spelling bee. I think so. I have a couple things going against me.
Which are?
Never read a book in my life. So that is definitely going to be tough. Another one, I dropped out of college. College dropout. That doesn't help. But in 4th grade, I won the spelling bee with oxygen. Thank you very much. Or carbon monoxide. One or the other. It had something to do with oxygen. And I took home the title. I won the Geography Bowl in 8th grade, Spelling Bee in 4th. And to be honest, I might be the most accoladed kid coming out of my high school.
Accoladed.
Accoladed.
After
Can
that
you
story,
spell that word?
ACCOLADED. Accolades.
Ooh.
Collecting
I have no
them.
clue.
Is that right? Yeah. See that? Look what I just did there.
I don't know if accoladed is a real word, though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, we could pass it on.
that story made me remind me just Billy Madison, you in front of that room.
BUZZ. Buzz. Got any more brain busters? That's what it's going to be like, I feel like, the Barstool spelling bee. Like, what could that possibly be?
Do you think they're going to stack the deck against you, though? Like, make you spell a ridiculous word just to...
Yeah. My issue is I've been watching that Genius Junior show, so my confidence is in the shitter because them little children, their brains are unbelievable.
They're outrageous, and they spell them backwards.
They have to guess what a word is without the vowels. 16-letter word here, and then there's no vowels, and it's just like FND TN, and they're like foundational, blah blah blah, and they spell it backwards. LAN, the whole thing. These little kids are just
In
like,
seconds.
holy shit.
We should hire them, put them in a van, and then just talk to you in your ear.
Or just hire them
Dump
as
that.
Barstool Heartland people.
Dump that, Zito.
Dump it.
Gonzo, dump that. Dump that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like Impractical Jokers. I'm going to have those
just
little
have it in your
fuckers in my
ear
head. Content. Genius Junior's in my ear.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, did we just win it? We just won a spelling bee.
They're gonna give you the hardest word of all time, and then all of them together, 8 brains. Oh jeez.
Just a little fucker in my ear. You know this one. No, I don't. Can this little fucking thing hear me back there? No, I tell that little thing I cannot spell this one. That would be good content, Zito. Good idea. We got to get a hold of Neil Patrick Harris.
He's
I
pretty
think
easy to
like
get a hold
their
of.
agent. I think he's like in charge of all of them.
He just
The
hangs out with
ringleader
them.
of all the kids.
He had that magic show in New York we went to. That was
we
Neil
saw.
Patrick Harris's.
That was different.
We're big show people. I like going to live shows. We
What's
get
the
all
last show
invited.
you guys been to?
That one.
That one.
It was that one.
Yeah,
it was a
it was
magic
like
one.
in and of itself or something like that. It was a magic. It was a very intimate setting, so we were packed in like sardines.
Very tight. I got broad
Very,
shoulders
very
and a
tight.
big ass. It's tough. It's tough. And the show crowd also big ass community. It seems like they're a big ass community. So we're very tight in there, very very tight. But we love a live show.
If you could guess, I was in a play one time in my life.
Peter Pan,
No, that would be good.
Robin Hood,
Nope. Think more Shakespeare.
Romeo and Juliet.
Nope.
That's all I know.
Yeah,
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Yeah.
Hamlet.
I was
What are
in
some
Hamlet.
What are some of the lines?
No, I was just a trumpet player. Section 1, I come out the trumpet. That was it.
Fake trumpet.
I was in the
It was a
play
real
once.
trumpet.
Really, you had to play it.
That's why I could do the noise.
Oh, the Cuzzy the Elephant
Yeah,
sound.
that's why I could do that because I play the trumpet.
The trumpet. That song,
Oh,
right?
you love that song. That one trumpet song?
What's that?
You used to do
Timmy
play,
trumpet.
Yep.
I love Timmy trumpet.
You used
Should I
to
learn it?
play it getting ready for the game.
Yeah, I think you could play it too. It seems like an easy one. Timmy trumpet.
I haven't heard that
What
song
I've learned about
forever.
trumpet.
Hold on, let me bring this one up. This is a good
It's
song.
a good song.
I think you could play it if it's you know how to play the trumpet. It's pretty simple, right?
You
Yeah,
can play
I
this
know. I remember how to
on
read
Friday.
music. Sort of.
You're kind of tone deaf too, so I'm not sure. We've learned that.
my
We've
God.
learned that with the series. So you are kind of.
I thought I killed it today with the bodies to the floor, but I came out too hot.
Let the sea
Miko!
Will you stop?
No, he's going into the woods. He's just crossed over. He's full.
He's going to kill one of your other creatures. Speaking of killing it, this is Timmy
I don't
Trumpet.
think they eat meat. I'm gonna stand up.
I can do that.
There's a video of a dad and a son doing this. The dad's playing the trumpet. The son is shutting an oven.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that. Yep.
I'll tell you what, hard not to move your head down.
Oh, I know.
I used to have to wake up to this every morning.
That was your alarm clock?
No, he would just go into the bathroom and play it really fucking loud.
Will you let the beat build for 1 second? And then we'll talk about the terrible things in the morning I do. That's my shit. That was back when I played for the Colts. And I had to wake up
Every
at 5:45, 6 a.m.
That's morning game song?
No, it's every day.
It was like him getting ready, and then you would also play it when you're out there like warming up.
Yeah, I got it
on
on the
game
playlist.
day.
I got it on the playlist. So for like 7 years, I was asking them to change the fucking music for when, because I warmed up 2 hours before the game, 2 hours before the game, because
Yeah.
that's when the field is open, and they would play like "Big Girls Don't Cry" and like YMCA and stuff. And it's a 1 o'clock game. Like I'm trying to wake the fuck up here too. It's like 10:30 a.m. I took a hell of an Ambien night last night. I was in a very deep sleep. I would like to wake up a little bit, and they got this bullshit music on. So I was like, "Hey, is there any way I can give you guys like a CD to play whenever like me and Vinatieri come out?" And they're like,
CD.
"Yeah, we got it." So I gave them a mix. They lost the mix for 2 years, 3 years, and then 3 years it happened.
Wow.
And then Chuck, whenever Chuck got there, he was like, "This music is bad. Our pregame music is terrible." I'm like, "Chuck, I've been talking about this for fucking 5 years now. Welcome aboard, bro." He was like, "Okay, we're gonna get this changed." First year it did not. Second year it did not. Finally, into the third year, he got it changed. I'm like, "Thank fucking God." And he was like, I need you to write down 6 songs that you want to listen to while you're warming up." And I was like, "Here we go." I want Timmy Trumpet, Freaks, #1. Put that up there at the top of the list. I'd like 50 Cent, Into Club, Take Me Back to High School, bam, bam,
Go shop.
bam, 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 bam.
So my favorite part about this new playlist that he would have is you would see him start kicking some balls and stuff, and then certain songs would come on and you would just see him out there dancing. He wasn't practicing, he wasn't warming up,
I was just
he
having
was
a
just out
good
there
time.
fucking dancing.
Chuck just changes it back.
Oh, yeah, change the fucking song. Do you see this dumbass out here? Change your song. Change this. Is the DJ take request? McAfee's pissing me off. It was fun, man. Pre-game, I used to have a blast. Pre-game was so much fun because it's just me, Vinatieri, the other punter, and the other kicker. So it's literally like a showdown of specialists, basically. And I was an asshole. I would try to stand right next to the other guy and just let him watch, just let him watch what's about to happen here.
So your biggest kicks came in pre-game, showing off the other kicker?
No. Game's biggest balls.
Oh, I heard something else over here.
You would try to kick into the uprights.
Oh, yeah. So I would try to put it through the uprights from like half field. That was a good time.
Yeah.
And I would like hit it over. One time I almost put it over the net, the field goal net, punting from the 50. So that was a rocket. That's probably the biggest ball I've ever punted in my life, actually.
I feel like you had a lot more fun warming up for the game. You just kind of was doing shit out there.
Yeah, because you can fuck around.
Right.
There isn't really. But the game, sometimes it makes you speed up. So you hit. My biggest balls I've ever hit, I think, have happened in a game. But that one punt that I hit that almost went over the field goal, I remember it like it's yesterday because it hit the top of the wire and came all the way down. And I was like, holy fuck. That might have been like a 300-yard punt right there. If that might have left the fucking stadium if I was punting it towards the open window side. Like, that was a big – I don't know how that happened. And Tom McMahon, the special teams coach, was like, that was one of the biggest things I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And I was like – yeah, it'd be really nice to get that in a game, wouldn't it, Tom? And he was like, yeah, it would be fucking great if you could do that in a goddamn game, Pat. And I'm like, why are you ruining my moment right now? Why are you ruining my moment right now, Tom? And he's like, you'll do it today. And then it was like 4 pooch punts. So that's the thing about punting. Is like you only can do what you're set up to do, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. If it makes sense. So if you have 4 pooch punts in a game, you did all that warming up, hitting dong shots entirely, and you have to punt it 35 yards the entire time. So it's just it's all situational. Everything's situational. But in warm-ups, that ain't nothing but an open fucking field. Just me and that guy. Let's go ahead and have a good time here. Mike Cyphers did that to me. Made me feel like a little bitch. That was a bad day for me. It was warm-ups. He did exactly what I do to other people, and I ain't never felt... I thought about just quitting before the game. I thought about just walking it off, telling Vinatieri to punt. Like, bro, did you see what Cyphers just did to me over there? And Vinny's like, no, I didn't see it. And I know damn well Vinny watched that and was like, that fucking punter's better than Pat for sure. That was when I was young. I grew up. That was before I got arrested. You get it. You get it.
So allegedly made you a better punter?
Yeah, for sure. Probably saved my life, too. I probably would have died. She met me before the allegedly incident.
Yeah.
She knew what used to go down. She witnessed it. The good times.
He handed one of my bottle service girls his credit card and asked for 100 shots, and we had never seen him before. So
this is my move from the jump. People need to know.
So she came up to me and was like, here's this credit card that this guy over here wants 100 shots. And I was like, what guy? And at that point, Patrick was on top of the go-go dancer box.
Crushing.
Just dancing.
Not just dancing. Crushing. Please explain.
Crushing. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
He had long hair, and it was in like a ponytail kind of top knot thingy before top knots were even a thing.
It was called a samurai. I used to call it the samurai. I'd put it right on top and it would shoot straight. Now it's called a man bun, but I used to call it a samurai. It would go right on top.
He had a pink button-up shirt and like jeans with this solid white belt. I've never seen anybody rock a white belt like Patrick does.
Every day.
And
I wear a white belt every day.
I went and I got him his shots and I brought him to him, and he said that was the most beautiful girl he'd ever seen. And
it's true.
I'm pretty sure he just blacked out real hard after that.
That's the most romantic story I've ever heard in my life.
That was the first time meeting.
It was pretty romantic.
Our first date was pretty phenomenal as well.
Yeah, our first date, she embarrassed herself.
Real hard.
She got real drunk. And I couldn't even do anything.
Wasted.
Well, she had like she knew what you were at, so she had to catch up.
No, this was years later.
No, this was
she blew me off.
This was probably about 5. It was probably 5 years, because then you got in that relationship there.
She did too. So we were both in relationships, and then we both found a time when the seas parted. You know, like who's that dude in a Moses? The seas parted.
The old Red Sea. Yeah.
Yep. And we finally hang out, and she just blacks out.
I
was like, oh, this is
taking shots of Rumplemints and Patron before I even got to his house.
Oh, fresh breath.
And
yeah, that's what I thought. She should have like mouthwash right before she got
here.
Okay, she cares. This girl cares. And then she was gone.
I don't remember anything. Don't remember anything.
What the fuck is this animal doing? So I got her a limo home, by the way, just for future reference. I want everybody.
It was a nice ride, very nice. and I puked all over it. I mean, all over it, all over myself, all over it.
I got a text from the driver. It was like, I got her back home, but
it's a war zone back
she
here.
decorated my car a little bit.
Oh.
I was like, what do you
And
mean?
then I didn't talk to Pat for 2 years after that.
Yeah, that was true. That was real true. We didn't. She didn't talk
Not
to me.
a
She was so
word.
embarrassed. She didn't talk to me. She didn't talk to me. I was like,
Oh,
I would have been
God.
too, I guess, obviously. I would have probably never, I might have moved if that would have happened. You know what I mean?
You did text me the next day, but I was just,
Yeah, I gave her a cheers. I gave her a great effort.
good
It was a
job.
great effort last night. Have a good one. And then we got back together, and we've literally been about inseparable since. It's been a good little time here.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take after like you guys got back together to talk about the time in the limo?
I mentioned it.
I
pretty
mean,
early. I'm pretty.
very.
I'm
It probably
pretty-
was within like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think I probably.
It was probably our
congratulated her.
opener
I was
of the
probably-
conversation.
Hey, you're not puking right now.
You're
That's
not
good
drunk.
news. Oh, you're not just blacked out drunk. That's good news, huh?
You know, I had to fix the entire interior of
Oh,
a car.
really? You know, it was a pretty expensive first little date we had. I had to redo a whole fucking car because of your little spewing coming out. But yeah, then we
Good time.
We finally got together, and we've been inseparable. And now I'm all domesticated, and I guess she is too. It's a wild situation. Now she just pukes all over the house.
Just wherever I want.
Joke. It's an interesting world, though. Here, Zito.
Yeah, I
this is an
know.
interesting world.
This is the ultimate behind the scenes right here. This is great.
It's stupid. It's all stupid. My life is dumb. I mean, this house is stupid.
How many rooms have you been in this house?
I've been in every single one. No.
How about within the last year? How many rooms in this house?
Great question.
Probably 35% of them. 35 to 40% of them, I would say.
I'm not good at math. That's 4 rooms.
Well,
3.
I got 9 bathrooms. I can shit all day. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne had 10, so that's a little bit one more than me. Honestly, I grew up in an 800 square foot house. That's a true story. My bedroom was like 8 foot by 7 foot. Could reach the sides on both sides. And literally, when I was a kid watching Wild On and all these other shows, I was just like, I am going to have a monster of a fucking house when I grow up. I am never going to be confined like this ever again. So as soon as I saw this one, I was like, ding, ding, ding. This is it. It is a monster. Now I don't use any of the rooms. I get tired going up and down the fucking steps. It's a long walk to the kitchen. If I got to shit, it's a fucking hike in the middle of the night. I mean, it's a nightmare. It's not the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And this goddamn place, the upkeep is absurd. It's
funny you say that. The gardening's not good on the other side either.
What's that?
The gardening's not good on the other side either.
The garden on the front's really good, not on the back. But it's been cool. It's been really cool. Since she's gotten in here, it's become like quite a little home, you know. Like when I drive home, I'm like, I look at it, I'm like very proud of it. But for the first while, like,
So what he's trying to say is that he only has been in about 2 of the rooms.
yeah, well, 3. The kitchen, the living room, and the bedroom.
I do love the candles here. It looks like they're coming by sea.
1 if by land, 2 if by sea.
I do
Mixed
love
signals though over here.
Yeah.
That's
somewhat.
the decoder.
Oh, that's
Throw
so
'em off.
funny. Zito's staring at the house, and we have 2 candles in the one window up above the door, basically. But yeah, I don't go in much of the house. I don't. It was a bad decision. Immediately regret it. But it was a bucket list item to get. And
The land. The
I did-
land is beautiful.
and I wasn't like proud of it when I first got it, if that makes sense. I was like a bum almost. Like I didn't take care of it. I didn't do like my first cars. I just like I had an Escalade. And I drove that thing like it was your fucking Kia over there. Like she just ran it to the ground. That thing won't even turn on now. It's like fucking dead, you know.
In our barn.
But now I like genuinely care for this stuff, and it's a maturity thing, I think. But it's also me not being a dumbass anymore, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That would have been a pain in the ass trying to do all the upkeep by yourself, though, wouldn't it?
It was
At like
absurd.
23.
Listen, it was stupid. I didn't get in this house at 23. I had another house when I was 23 that I bought blacked out drunk. Blacked out drunk. I bought it blacked out drunk on my birthday. Like, signed the paperwork on my birthday.
Idiot.
Don't remember signing the paperwork until the next day they told me I had a house.
Did Phil call you?
Yeah, well, I think Phil was there for that decision. So it's on him, too. So I always assume if Phil's with me, it's like a good decision. Phil's my accountant, been my friend since kindergarten. What a hilarious human he is. Sam knows Phil pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, you have to deal with Phil a lot.
Yeah.
Phil does all my taxes. He was fresh out of college. He had no idea what he was doing taxes in all 50 fucking states all of a sudden. He had no clue what he was doing. We definitely got screwed over by the government for a while, but he's one of the best now. He knows everything now.
He gave me all the in and outs for my taxes. I gave him a call.
What do you mean? What happened?
It was all from like the Barstool, New York, how they were taxing us like crazy because it's like New York tax, and he got me around it because he knew everything from like for you.
For whenever we played New York and New Jersey and
so
stuff.
he got
like
me
that.
past like not having to pay taxes for New York.
Yeah, see, we had to learn those things. Phil had to learn those things. Every once in a while I get a text from Phil. It's like, ooh, I think we got a lot more money coming back. I'm like, for what? He's like, well, there's this clause, blah, 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 in San Francisco that if you only blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know what any of that means.
Just do it.
I was like, I'm just going to give you a pretty big gift here this Christmas, and I'll just say thank you. Does that sound good? He's like, yeah. He got like a crash course in like nationwide taxing and accounting, and whenever he was fucking 23 years old. So I think Phil is probably a pretty lethal little accountant at this point, if I had to guess. And he's sober now, so it's wild. Just can't finish that fucking marathon, can he?
Yeah, not good at marathons.
Just not the best at marathons.
Some people here have finished a marathon.
Ooh.
A mini one.
Oh.
But you could have ran two of them, right?
Ran?
Hey, spotlight just went out over
Ran
here.
walk?
By the way, one of the spotlights on the house just went out. And the blue ball over here is dead. Things are falling down here. Things are getting out of control at the house.
Didn't you say that you were the ones that did the balls and
No. I said I
No,
suggested
no.
it like
we
a
have this
pregnancy.
recorded. I've waited for this moment. We have conversations all the time in the house, and I'm like, if this was only recorded, we could just rewind it. I'm glad.
I suggested it
At
like
the-
pregnancy. Remember, I made the whole thing.
But you did it. This is your fault.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's right. If people were to listen back, they would say I was right.
The girls will say it's right.
We were about to talk about something there. Oh, the mini marathon. I was so proud of you that you did that.
Aw,
13.1 miles. Think about how far that is.
Oh, I know.
40,
How about you coming and
50,000.
surprising me? How
how
cute
about it?
was that, boyfriend?
Saturday, big sleeping day for me, too. Big sleeping
Yeah, and a
day.
lot of people, you tend to not like that.
I kept it moving, though. I was moving. You know who didn't move? Fucking cowbell guy. That guy did not move.
That blows my mind because I was supposed to run a 5K, and that would have been five
Yeah,
5Ks.
what happened with that?
I got through the morning, and they wanted $60 from me.
And what'd you
money.
say?
And I said no. I turned around.
So you probably could have just hopped right in the mini
I
at
did.
any point.
She stopped me because I didn't have a number.
Oh,
And
really?
I was like, I just want to run with a family member. And they said no.
Huh.
Oh, you even had a lie built in.
Yeah, well, that's the only way you get past security.
No, I'm running with a family. Nobody looks like you, probably in that in Indiana. I was down there. This is a very white thing to do, by the way. This half marathon was the most Caucasian thing I've ever been to.
But yet going through the worst parts of Indianapolis,
Bad
probably.
neighborhoods.
Ever.
Mine stopped short. It was only a 5K, so I wouldn't have made it that far.
Just around the bend.
It was just a better back.
Cool. What was that motorcycle gang?
What was Silent something?
Sons of Silence.
Oh, we ran by a biker gang, and they were all out with their bikes, and their door was open, and you could kind of like see in, and it was literally like Sons of Anarchy, like biker
No, Sons
gang.
of Silence.
Well, like it was very biker gangy.
Well,
There was,
Father
like,
Silence plays no fucking games. Everybody knows that. The Sons are just a whole different level. I couldn't even fathom it. I wish. I was very proud of you, though.
Thanks.
Because I ain't never seen you run, period. End of sentence right there. Let alone say you're going to do a mini marathon. You signed up for it the day before.
The day before.
We go down. You go down there, wake up real early, by the way. Real early.
Probably the earliest I've been up in a while.
Absurdly early. And I didn't budge, obviously. I was very deep asleep. And she wakes me up. Oh, I think Jason's home. Jason McAfee lives
I
in my
wonder
front
what
yard.
he did tonight.
My brother lives in my front yard.
He was out late on the work
Jay goes
night.
out every night.
10, huh?
Never fails.
Oh.
Look at him.
Backing it up.
Jay was at the local bar. If you need him, go to the local watering hole. He looks a lot like
Every
me.
night.
Kind of quiet. Funny human being, though. funny human being. But she wakes up absurdly early, does like, because normally it's me waking up, right? Yeah. I wake up, I wake her up. I am not quiet in the morning because, to be honest, when I'm asleep, like if I get to sleep, like I'm not going to wake up. Falling asleep is my issue. But if I get to the sleeping factor, like waking up's not going to be the issue. So in the morning...
He thinks everybody sleeps like him, and he is so loud. He plays music on the speaker. He will talk to you like you're up.
I mean, let's have a day. What are we doing here?
Babe, where's this? Where's that?
Yeah, she's out. Right? So she was attempting to do the same thing. I could tell that there was a little bit of some doors being slammed because she's up and I'm sleeping. Yeah, and then she came over and did this like tickle on my fucking forehead. And I like had a panic attack. I thought I was
He like jumped out of bed, like was so frightened.
And I looked at her and she was like, I gotta go. And I was like, oh, the marathon. And then she just we kissed, and then she walked out. And then at that moment I set an alarm. I
had no clue about.
So that I could get downtown and go watch her finish this thing. I had to start doing the math on how long I thought it was going to take her. You know what I mean? And I was like, in college or in high school, we had run 2 miles in 12 minutes. There's no way she's going to be anywhere near that
Not a
pace.
chance in hell.
13 miles. Let's say she's doing 12-minute miles. What is that? I started doing the math, and I was there early. I got down there early. I was there early, a little bit early.
Yeah, and I watched your story. You bitched about your walk. Your point, like what, 3?
7.
Excuse me, 0.7.
No, 0.37.
Oh, 0.37 mile
Yeah.
walk to find me.
Yeah.
After I just did 13 miles.
I didn't sign up for a 0.37 meter.
That I had to walk back to after doing the mini. Oh, babe, yeah, I parked over by the office.
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't do
We're like over by the zoo.
I didn't Google. I did not Google. It's the other side of the city.
This is not 0.3.
I did not Google where the race was starting or finishing. I just thought Indianapolis. I assumed circle right there in the middle. Right? Why the circle's beautiful. Why wouldn't we do everything there? And we signed up for and by we mean she signed up for this the day before, so there wasn't any prep. Like there wasn't. It was.
My friend Brandy pulled the friend card, and I had to go.
I think helicopters fly over our fucking house all the time. By the way,
or drones.
The time. Like here comes another. This is I don't know if this is a helicopter or a plane, but like things will just buzz the house.
Sometimes with like spotlights.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
I think we're a tourist attraction. Like I think they do that.
Look at their new lights down here.
I wonder if our gardening is getting complimented from above.
Everyone pull your telescopes out.
Maybe we should spell something out with our lights.
Help.
That you can see them above.
Tom Hanks or whatever. What is that? SOS or whatever on the island? It's unbelievable. My neighbor here is also a pretty notable human being. Mm-hmm. He's the one who introduced me to this house at a 4th of July party. He's a really good dude. Enjoying the hell out of retirement. A lot more than my retirement. You know what I mean? We both retired same year.
He actually retired.
Yeah. Yep. There's a little condescension in that voice there. Did you hear that? Did you hear what just came through there, Zito?
There was no, like, in-between careers here. It was just like, I retired for an hour, and here I am back working.
You know what? There wasn't even an off-season.
Never. There was never.
It was a wild move. Hindsight, not the best move.
No breaks.
Probably
there wasn't like, man, I worked my ass off for 8 years playing football. Maybe I should take a vacation. It was literally right into work.
It was something to think about. But if I disappear for a year, I mean, who knows what happens, you know?
Yeah.
I had that thought a lot.
A year would have been too much, but like 2 weeks
maybe
would have been great, you know?
2 weeks would have been pretty nice, something like that.
Something small.
We did start up immediately.
And then it was just like, oh, and babe, like 10 of my friends are just going to be in the basement every day doing a podcast.
Working.
Well, yeah, working.
Please have a little respect. Working.
They drilled a hole in my kitchen table. That's still down there.
What? Who did?
Y'all did.
When?
There is a hole in the middle of my kitchen table.
Oh, yeah. Because that was the podcast table.
Someone remembered.
Yeah. Well, we need the wires, you see.
Yeah.
We need the wires to come up through, you see.
Yeah.
It's a conversation starter now.
Yeah, it looks like
Why is there
some-
a hole in
Do
between?
y'all need a table with a hole in the middle?
and a red couch,
And a red couch. And
a raccoon.
I might no,
oh,
I might throw in a schnazzy red rug for you guys.
no, that red rug ain't going nowhere. Just know that red rug has been used a lot.
Where is it right now in the house?
It's in there,
Where?
right in there.
You like it a lot. Where is it at in the house?
It's waiting.
If you were to think of what room in the house do you think it is?
I'm saying it's in the garage.
Wrong.
I'm saying it's above the garage.
Wrong.
I'm saying
This is good.
It's a good game. I like this.
it has to be up in that bedroom upstairs.
No.
East wing or west wing?
Well, I didn't know this
I
was the
don't
west
even-
side of the house, by the way.
Speaking
Until
of,
the DirecTV
I was
guy
just
told me
gonna
that.
say that's where our satellite is, on the other side
All
of that,
those
facing
trees.
all those trees.
See all them fucking trees?
Our room is over here.
You see this whole roof over here is facing nothing.
It's actually hilarious because probably all the wiring goes down. And
So it has
your
to go
Wi-Fi
down?
goes here. So no wonder why you have no reception right here.
And they said
What are you talking about, Zito? What do you mean?
Because they probably put all the wiring here. For
Yeah,
your
they
Wi-Fi
did.
box.
They
So
did.
they did, and it goes down to the basement and
Yep.
then up to our room.
172-foot wire, the guy told me. Normally we like to max out at 150, he says. I'm like, so what does that mean? He's
never
like,
had a
well,
wire
we
that
can't
long."
rewire it. He's what the fuck you telling me for? Now we gotta watch TV in fucking 3-second intro.
My thing was he had the ladder and he was up on the roof looking at it. Why couldn't he just turn the fucking satellite?
Can't you just turn the satellite?
Can you just turn it?
I think it has to point to a certain part of the sky.
Like
Are
Mecca?
you-
Like
what?
you gotta
Yeah,
pray
so it has to be
towards
45
Mecca?
degrees, like west.
To like their satellite
Are you?
in the
That's
sky?
a fucking lie. That
Yeah,
sounded
that-
exactly
I
like a
can't.
lie.
Someone could tell.
You
tell you tomorrow.
can't just drop
You can't.
stats in the middle of there. Like
They
you're lying.
can't point every satellite one direction.
Well,
Oh,
yeah. So
there's
every
Val.
so every single house you'll see it's pointing to one direction. And you
Mecca
yeah, to the Mecca
of DirecTV.
of DirecTV. Yeah.
I know DirecTV was a sponsor of the show for a little bit,
They
but I ain't never hate a company more.
yeah.
I haven't been able to watch
worst.
the Bull season
The
finale.
worst service.
Oh, I was about to talk about that right now.
Don't.
It was so good.
What happened? What did
I
happen?
can't
No,
do it. I can't do
don't.
it.
We're never gonna be able to fucking watch
We
it.
will.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
The DVRs are
You catch it
frozen.
on DVD.
Hey, listen. No,
Hey, you know how like whenever online poker players are playing and they froze their accounts so they couldn't get their money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's basically what our DVR is now. It's just frozen. Do we have them all saved, but they're just frozen. Can't watch them.
well, you can start it and then it freezes.
Oh, to the spot where the
No,
It's-
to the first minute.
To just
And it
any,
just stops.
and just stops on that, and
could you
then
fast forward and go to a different part of the episode?
No.
Or
No.
Just,
So
it's forever?
Bull, we just so happened to be watching while it was live, half of it. So I got half of it, but then as soon as it's not, and now it's full-time DVR, can't get past half. So we've only seen half of the season finale,
And-
which was a 2 fucking episode thing that had us going for a whole season. This is my show. Unbelievable, this fucking company.
and then they tell us that we have to delete stuff that we have recorded, but we have no delete button
Our-
on our fucking remote.
our remote doesn't have a delete button.
There's no delete button.
We've pressed every button. There's no delete button. No button works. It always goes bam, bam, bam. Which means the button's not working.
That's like TiVo back in the day. Boop, boop.
Not a bad spot, dude. But the house is beautiful. The house is beautiful. Jason living in my front yard's a very interesting thing.
How about Jason starting to do yard work on his own?
Jay's becoming an adult too.
He has a dumpster. He's spring cleaning.
Doing his thing, gardening. He's got his little pet lion out there. Did you see Roland? That
Roland
thing can
outside?
jump over its
No,
fence and has no
he wasn't.
idea.
He did. Oh, he did. Yesterday. What? Yesterday, after we did like when we went up and saw Jason or whatever, apparently Roland got out of the backyard and was somewhere, and Jason decided to call Tim and make him come over instead of asking us to come right
That's because
outside.
he's so embarrassed. That's because he's so
Yeah,
embarrassed.
he probably didn't want to hear you.
Oh, I've been telling him about this lion he has. He has the biggest pit bull I've ever seen in my entire life. My entire life, my brother has this pit bull up here. And he's a
Doesn't
good
know his
boy,
name.
but he's a good boy. Like a nice,
Great dog.
yeah.
good-hearted
Big
dog.
baby.
But he's Shaq Diesel. Like, this thing is Diesel of a dog.
He's
yeah, when we
huge.
built the ring, he cleared the ring Brock Lesnar style.
Yes,
He jumped it and was
Yes.
in the middle of the ring at one point.
that's what he does. He's
It
a
blew
freak
my
athlete.
mind.
He is a thick.
So now we have a fence over here in my brother's backyard, and it's only for him a mental hurdle, because that thing, if he really chose to gallop it, which I guess he has started,
did last night.
he could do that thing like the fucking horses do, and it's probably a 6 foot fence. That's a 6 foot fence probably, and this dog is probably, I mean, he's probably 3 feet tall, like standing on all four. He's probably 3 feet high, and he's just this little powerhouse of a fucking creature. I don't understand it. I don't get it. If he wants to turn on my brother.
Anytime. He is in full control.
My brother's
for
a
sure.
dead man.
So Roland runs that house.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, and
Runs all
Jason
up the
flinches
yard.
every single time the dog even comes to him. Did you notice that?
Jay, Roland definitely knows that he's the alpha in the house. My brother would be like, calm. You know, like a couple stuttering. Anytime he says, sit.
Do you think he like jukes Jason?
Yeah, he fucking shakes his shit. He probably like pump fakes Jay too and gets him to flinch. Like,
That's what I thought.
Punches him 3 times after the flinch.
All right, I think we're probably going to do more shows from here if I had to guess. I enjoy this place. It's very relaxing.
It's calming.
Yeah, it's a place of meditation, man. I'm a pretty relaxed dude these days.
And people listening can
It's
hear the
so
background
pretty out
noise
here.
of the
Augusta.
crickets.
The birds are chirping. The
Raccoons.
raccoons are spreading their rabies amongst all the other creatures in the yard. Here we are at the McAfee estate where the place is upside fucking down. The deer refuse to come home because there's a coyote.
Yeah, that really does upset me.
You're feeding it.
I'm not feeding the coyote. Want the deer.
You ever seen them coyotes that run through like the city?
No.
It's wild.
What?
Yeah, so like when I used to drive home late from the airports after games, and I'd be the only person on the road, like when I would
What
turn
airport?
from the Indianapolis Colts airport thing,
Okay.
when I would drive home, I would turn on the Pendleton Pike, and there would be like I would thought it was like a stray dog running down the street, and it would be a fucking coyote. It's like
Really?
yeah, real thing.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's like a fucking little dog. It looks like a dog, right? That's
Yeah,
what
when I turned the corner and there was a coyote in our front yard, I thought Val had gotten out of the house. It was like a dog, a big dog.
No, it's the raccoon calling all its little rat friends. All right, I think we'll do this more often. We got a chance to talk to some hilarious individuals this morning. Up first, a man who is now a part of the Barstool Sports family, a hockey legend, and he's a very fucking comical dude. At BizNasty 2.0.
So what, we get drunk. So what, we smoke weed. We're just having fun. We don't care who sees. So what, we go out. That's how it's supposed to be. Living young and wild and free. So what? I keep them rolled up, sagging my pants.
We are back. Some Wiz Khalifa banger right there for our next guest, who is a blossoming media star. He had a loosely scripted documentary that debuted on Barstool Sports the last couple days of him taking on the beautiful province of British Columbia, where we have a lot of fans and listeners, so we're thankful we get a chance to see it. He had an incredible hockey career. He was a goon for a while. He was a hilarious human on Twitter until a team told him to stop. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Bizanet. Okay.
Nice.
Biz, how are you,
Nice
cuz?
intro.
Biz, how are you?
I'm good. I'm hurting a bit. A little struggling today.
Okay, so I want to talk about that because your documentary that Barstool Sports released with you and Warrior Hockey and New Balance, I believe, has been a sensational hit. Very funny. The drone shots are majestic. Have you celebrated it all? Have you been living it up? Have you had a good time in New York? What have you been up to?
Yeah, last night was probably the first night we went the heaviest. We went to a place called Blonde or something, and then we stopped by Tao. But I was listening before I came on, and I had a funny story about Venmo and how it's pretty much ruining everyone. And so I go there and I go up to the door, and obviously there's people in line, and I'm a peasant, so I kind of just name dropped the owner because I'd met him in Vegas. He owns Tao Group, Jason Strauss. Well, one of them. So
Okay, write that down.
one of the
Jason
guys
Strauss.
comes up. He's like, "Listen," he goes, "I'm not gonna like charge you to get in, but just chuck me some cash." I'm like, "Bud, all I have is card and a $20 bill." And he goes, "Oh, don't worry, you got Venmo?" And I'm like, "Fuck." So he fucking adds me on Venmo, and he fucking Venmos himself $50, and then I gave him the other 20 just to get me, Whitney, and Grinelli in.
70 to Whitney should be
Venmo's
paying
taking-
for that.
No, yeah, well, he came in for like one drink and left, but he picked up the other tab. He's like the least cheap guy you'll ever meet, so I took care of that one. But normally it's like an excuse. It's like the homeless people having those little swipe things now. Where you can swipe your card.
Where?
They do.
I've seen like memes and shit of it where like these guys are now prepared, right? You can't get around them, even though you got excuses to not tip them.
Dude, all I got is 20, man. I wish I could give you more. Oh, no worries, dude. We got technology now. You want to just fucking send me over some of those fun coupons from Venmo, bro? That'd be great.
I'll Venmo myself. Hand me the phone.
Yeah, that's hysterical. These documentaries that have debuted here, and I say this and I mean it, I very much enjoyed them. I thought it was very hysterical. It was a good take on a documentary, loosely scripted, a lot of voiceover, some funny appearances by humans. Hockey players are normally pretty stiff too, so the appearances you've got from other hockey players is good. When did this all come to be? How long were you filming it and shit like that? It looks like it was quite a process.
Yeah, I mean, we did it guerrilla style. We didn't have much of a budget, so we had like no permits. I'm just waiting for a call from like the city of Vancouver about all the drones we threw in the air in areas that you're not supposed to. So we like I said, it was guerrilla style. There's a lot of times that we were like ducking cops, especially with the drones and stuff, because it's like I don't know, it became a serious issue, I guess. But small budget. We were lucky enough to get all these NHL guys on. Some of them just quick cameos. Other guys were good sports. I mean, episode 1, we pretty much clown Sam Reinhart because everyone's expecting Jack Eichel to be on it. And then, you know, of course, like a guy, Hall of Famer like Trevor Linden, who was nice enough to join us. But, you know, we've definitely stretched out the budget. Production value on it was very high, and we called in a lot of favors for this one, and I think it turned out all right.
What's the next project? You're on Spit and Chicklets, which is an incredible podcast about hockey. It's you, Whitney, Grinelli, who else?
All right.
Oh, Rear Admiral, one of my favorite humans on earth. What else have you got in cooking over there at Barstool Sports now that you're a full-time member of the Barstool Sports family?
Just focus on the podcast, making that better, adding like little bits and stuff. So we're, I've obviously, why are you laughing?
That was just funny. I mean, that was a shot there. Hey, you didn't mean to take a shot. You're a little hungover, but just focusing on making that horse shit podcast a little bit better, Biz. A little bit. What else you got?
Well, see, I was thinking more in a positive sense where we want to add more bits and maybe stretch out the episodes, because I know people are like, hour's not enough. We need more. Prepare more guests. Because I think mostly the most popular thing, I guess I should say, is when we have the hockey guys on, and more so retired, because they can get a little looser with the stories. And we had Teddy Purcell on the other day and just telling all these stories about Russia and how fucked up it is to play over there and how everything is just ass backwards. And then obviously like the drinking stories and stuff like that, because these younger guys aren't like they used to. I don't know if it was like that in the NFL.
Very similar.
We were moving out.
Yeah, very similar. Very whole new. It's a whole new brand of human. Yeah.
Yeah, we call them hockey nerds, but not like in a negative way, just kind of like protein shakes after games, as opposed to, you know, when I was coming in the league, Hal Gill and Billy Guerin were in the locker room, and these guys had a fucking 6-pack sitting next to their suit so they could drink it on the way to the bus to the airport. So it was just a different breed of individual, and those were most of the fun stories were made.
Well, see, nutritionists have flipped the game. It's too much money. So this is what happens. Everything gets too much money, and then they start investing in things, and then people get too important.
Like themselves, yes.
Yes, exactly. Nutritionists have taken, like back whenever the original Bill Polian, Peyton Manning team was, the night before games, there was a buffet of awesome pizza, wings, there was beer there, the whole thing, and we were winning a lot, by the way, a lot of wins.
Cocaine.
Key bumps.
I assumed there was some cocaine somewhere, but I'm not sure it was on the. But it's one of those things, and then the science gets behind it, and then they start investing in all these nutritionists, and now we just got dog shit food the night before the game. It's just a whole new world now, Biz. This is what science does. It's accurate, but it changes things.
Biz, you're not taking shots at Gary Roberts, are you?
It sounds like it.
No, I love Gary. He's super intense. As far as production on the ice, it's way better. The quality of play has gone up drastically, but like there's just so much that's gone into it. Like you mentioned, diet, supplements, even supplements to they kind of alter for your blood type. They'll take your blood and sample it, see what you're allergic to, what you're not. All these kids have stick handling coaches, skill coaches.
By the way, your dangles, your dangles in that documentary were
good.
So impressive.
Not bad, eh?
Hey,
no,
good. You got saucy paws in
Two
there.
bum knees.
That was hysterical.
Oh, going back to the doc though, is you sent that message on Twitter, and Big Cat was busting my balls all day with the fact that they were basically forced to retweet it or tweet about it because they're part of the Barstool family, so they got like a mass email. So they're all jabbing me a little bit, and it was hilarious. And I probably assumed that was the case anyway. So you sent out that tweet, and we were joking around with PFT, and I said, "Hey, I said, text him to ask if he's actually even watched it."
Yeah, that was last night, right?
And sure enough, you actually replied, and you were like, "Yeah, I actually enjoyed it. There was some cool drone footage, and so I appreciate you not lying and just answering the mass email in order to pump out the doc."
Now, I will say this: I did mention to everybody how immediately when PFT sent me that text, I knew you were sitting right next to him.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, but we really
said usually you would FaceTime back. That's how you work. You always FaceTime.
I knew you guys were filming though, so I didn't want to interrupt the filming because I thought there was an electric chair going on. But I would have FaceTime back. I thought you guys were filming, but yeah, we really have watched it over here.
So you actually haven't watched it?
No, I have watched it.
We put it on our TVs out here. We all watched it together.
Yeah, I enjoyed it actually. I think your voiceover is done very well. Who was the vet that gave you the check for $10,000?
Shane Doan.
Dude, you had a legendary line in there. Whenever he said something and then he talked about you being hurt and you're like, yeah, I protected you for 5 years or something like that. Like it was such a good little jab line there. Because I want to say that to Vinatieri off in one of my fucking bad knees for kicking off for him and holding for him. So I felt the same way as you.
There you go.
Yeah, I loved it.
But
yeah,
that was my one jab at the vet, and then I got the fuck out of there.
Has anybody watched it and not liked it and told you right to your face?
I'm not sure. No, I mean, whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm sure people at Barstool haven't watched the full thing yet, but have said about it on Twitter. But you guys got to get the views in. That's just how it works. I wouldn't have been mad if you didn't watch it. I thought it would have been hilarious.
No, I actually enjoyed it, man. I'm telling you, I thought it was very well done, very impressive. I liked it a lot, and you acting in there was good too. I mean, I thought you did very well. Will you wait around this break and talk more on the other side?
Of course, yeah.
What type of song do you want? Oh, never mind. Here we go. Nick picked for you. Oh. How about you Venmo and a fucking bouncer? Got a documentary.
Wait, are we still going here?
No, we're off the air now.
Are we on break?
Nope, we're in the air.
Oh, okay. Oh, you fucking like.
We'll be back with more with Biz Nasty on the other side. You're listening to the Pep Actor Show. We are back with a legend, hockey legend, at Biz Nasty 2.0 because his original Twitter they had to stop because the team hated it. Is that right, Biz?
Well, when I went to LA's farm team, yeah. What happened was I called their coach and their assistant GM, who I was with in the not minors, in junior hockey.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I just got snipped by Phoenix. Can I get a job? So they called Dean Lombardi, GM of the Los Angeles Kings, and he's like, yeah, I mean, as long as he stops fucking tweeting. Said, hey, we got a contract for you, but you got to tone down the tweets. I said, all right, let's go. Let's sign it up. I ended up winning a championship at the end of that season, so it was all worth it.
Was it? You got a ring?
You know what? It was nice taking a little break from Twitter for a few years.
I can understand that.
And then it makes it all fun again.
The world is happy to have you back. That world is very happy to have you back on the internet. Diggs has a question for you here.
Biz, Nick and I were listening to Chicklets a week or two ago when we were driving home. Does Stamkos still hate you since you called him a mental midget?
There we go.
No, he actually did unfollow me, and then Whit was just ball busting me about the fact that he said he didn't like me. But no, we've always been like buddies, acquaintances. I don't like hang out with him, but we have a lot of mutual friends. But when he did say that, he had a serious tone, and he hook, line, and sinkered me. I was a little upset for a second there until he told me it was a joke.
Who's going to win the Stanley Cup?
I like Winnipeg a lot.
You said that the last time, and then they've just been cleaning up, and that white noise or whatever up there is insane. That seems like a great time going on up there.
I mean, yeah, it's a ridiculous atmosphere. They love their hockey, and this isn't like a knock on the city. It's just like that's all they have. You know, you can go to Vancouver or Toronto. They got other professional sports teams. People have things going on. Like Winnipeg's a fairly small town. I know it's a big city in Canada, but fuck, man, that's like small town football in Texas shit.
Are you from British Columbia?
No, I'm from Ontario, but I moved out there. I met some random guy in Vegas during the All-Star break one year, and he was from Vancouver, and he came up and just said hi, and I was there with Boyd Gordon a day early before everybody was getting in, the rest of the guys, because those other guys couldn't do 3 nights, but me and Boyd and we ended up going out with these 2 stranger guys, but we became best friends over the weekend, and then we ended up moving up to Vancouver that summer because he talked us into it, and I have never looked back. It's the best city in the world in the summer.
The docs you're making, it seems as if you're trying to run for governor of the place, because you're like, the one part you're like, I see a place that was terrorized by fire making its way back. Like, it sounds like you really did like a visit British Columbia doc. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pump the city enough so they start letting me into the bars there. And maybe get a few free drinks because it's so expensive. The real estate there is a joke. It's worse than New York City.
Are you going to have a place in New York City, or are you going to be bouncing around now that you're with Barstool?
But I signed an extension with Arizona Coyotes, so I'm going to stay. I like the balance. I like doing the podcast of Spittin' Chicklets, but I like the structure of being with an NHL team. And I was fortunate enough where I'm living that same NHL lifestyle as before. I mean, I'm not fucking playing. I wasn't playing then. I just tweet and hang around, and I get to cruise around into these nice hotels and cities, 41 nights a year.
You're playing again?
No, like I'm saying is like I'm basically doing the same thing as when I was playing. Like I just cruise around with the team. I don't fucking play. I just warm up and I was just tweeting back then. I think I
What are you, a healthy scratch every night? What are you?
I'm the radio guy, the color radio guy for the Arizona Coyotes, and then I do like internet content. Yeah, it's a joke.
Oh, that is awesome though. It's incredible though that they knew that you were a good person to keep in the organization though.
Yeah, just the way the internet's going. I mean, we're just creating different content than what other teams are doing, and Arizona's not getting a lot of eyeballs for its hockey, or hasn't been, just because they've been struggling. So they said, hey, like let's throw this guy in the mix. He's a bit of a Swiss Army knife. He can jump on the radio during games. He can do pre and post game television, and then create internet content and just kind of get the morale up around here. So it was a great year. We had a lot of fun.
Kind of sucked your own dick there a little bit.
I definitely stroked myself off.
All right, Biz, we got to let you go, man. We got to wrap up this show.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Thanks for having me on to plug. I'm going to go for lunch, and then and that's pretty much just tweet the rest of the day about the doc.
Since you've got to New York, one on-air personality just decided to leave. So if you stick around there long enough,
I know
everybody might quit.
Well, I took her desk, so. But she's always been nice to me. I mean, I've never essentially really been fired, I guess, or let go or so it's tough because you never know when they're going to get their next job and stuff. So I wish anyone the best, especially in this industry, because it's a hard one to get into and stay in.
The internet is a lot harder than TV, by the way. Everybody thinks that TV is so hard. I think the internet is much harder because the internet has a voice at all times. The TV, you can kind of get on TV and hide behind ratings and stuff like that. The internet though, you put something out, you're going to know immediately what some people think, and that can be a whole new world.
Right, but also people have to understand, like a guy like you're trying to entertain people at all times. Sometimes you swing, sometimes you miss. Now, let's say you do something for content and it posts and people are like, man, it wasn't that good. Like, is that something that kind of like upsets you? Like, do you bring that home with you?
No, mostly because that doesn't happen. But I do respect whenever people take a swing at something and it isn't a home run, because at least you're attempting to do it. I think that's the internet, though. The internet, the people, you're kind of judged by your overall portfolio as opposed to what have you done for me lately. But if you have a couple misses in a row, though, the internet is going to eat you the fuck alive. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes.
Oh, and especially for some of these up and comers, like you hit send on the wrong thing too.
No.
And then you're basically hooped.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, but I mean, guys like you who are always funny, you should have a lot of confidence in everything you do. Wow. You did a great debut with the Biz Nasty Does BC. That documentary was incredible. Everybody go check out Barstool Sports. Spittin' Chicklets. Hopefully you'll get better. That thing was real dog shit before you shut up. But I am so thankful you chose to join us, Paul. You say the Winnipeg Jets are going to win it all. That's a beautiful thing. From myself, at Todd McComas, at D. Jeff Vibert, at Tactical Diggs, at Nick Morado, at Sean Latham, at Ty Schmidt, at Evan Foxy, at Viva Lazito. Nothing.
Holy shit.
Oh, see you later, guys.
You got in that room?
Yeah, well, there's a couple different rooms. And then we got a guy in a closet in New York, at Gonzo, at The Mighty Beast, and my man Chris, who's been answering the phones all day. Right, Chris?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we got a lot of things going on over here, Biz. 3 hours live radio every single day. Need a lot of people, you know what I mean? Need brains, fresh brains.
Oh, I hear you. And touching on your exit there, I mean, ultimately is your purpose to kind of give fans an inside look inside the locker room and tell all these fun stories because they don't have access to that?
That's definitely a part of it. But then just kind of as you're on every day, you just kind of got to start chit-chatting about everything from a perspective as somebody who's been in a locker room. And I think that's what people enjoy, you know?
Oh, for sure. And you have a pretty open mind, too, so it's not like you're stepping on any one side's toes.
Yeah. I smoke a lot of weed, too, Biz, so that people enjoy that. But other than that...
I own a couple medical marijuana companies, like a part owner in, and I fucking smoke weed every day.
I would like to invest in that, but other than that, thank you so much for spending Wednesday with us. He's so funny. He is so... Isn't he? He's good.
Hilarious.
That documentary is dope, though. Those documentary things are cool. Loosely scripted, kind of comedic documentary showing off how beautiful British Columbia is. That was awesome.
What did you love? The 5... he took the 5 years of hits, or what was the...
Oh, yeah, when he was talking to Donor, he was like... he said something about having a bad back. The guy was making fun of him for having a bad back, bad knees, bad ankle. He's like, yeah, well, I protected you for 5 fucking years. And I honestly was thinking that about, like, what I would say to Vinatieri.
Yeah.
Because my knees are probably shot because of having to kick off for Vinatieri and having to hold for him, probably, if I had to guess. So in the future, if Vinatieri and I ever do anything, I'm assuming he's going to have a smart-ass remark at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm definitely going to keep on, well, that's for kicking for you for fucking 8 years. You do that, just like Biz. The Tide commercial that Vinatieri did?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Did you talk about it?
I did not talk about it. I sent it amongst my friends. I sent it to Vinny asking him what exactly it was. He said he got paid for it, which we all hope happened because that was tough to watch. As a friend, that was tough to watch.
It was.
Missy, how do you want me to fold these? Just how you do at home? How does Missy know? How does Missy know how Vinny folds at home? Tide Pods too? Kids were chewing on those, Vinny. I think that's more dangerous than doing stuff with Barstool Sports. Promoting Tide Pods.
Especially with him having kids.
Yeah. I personally, now granted, I'm not running their ads over at Tide. But Vinny could have just done that at his house, right?
Oh,
with
easily.
He's got 47 kids. He's got 47 fucking kids. There's a lot of laundry to do over there. That's what I just thought. Hey, but, you know, at least he's getting gigs, though. I like that. Off the field. You know, he's the best of all time on the field. Getting gigs off the field. You got to do what you got to do. But that was terrible.
I would love to see, the
cuts?
Yeah.
How many times did he walk through going, how would you like me to fold these? And they didn't have the mic set up right or something. Like, oh, you got to do that again. You got to do it one more time. He's how would you? Let me do it again. Like 4 or 5 times, probably.
Yeah.
And is that a random family just doing the random acting there, or is that like actors?
It had to be all actors.
Had to be actors, right?
Probably.
Because the little kids all hovering around. Vinatieri. That dude's a legend. That video was terrible, though. It was bad.
If you had to guess his next commercial, what would it be?
Anything but that. As soon as it came on, I was with her. I was starting to watch it, and I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
This was all coming from the bathroom.
Oh, it's getting worse. No. And then she's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, Vinny just made a bad move. Bad move on the internet. And then I asked him about it, and he said, I got paid for it, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, you got to do what you got to do, I guess. Been in the league 45 years, I don't know. And you just take any paycheck, maybe. Maybe we vet those out a little bit. Greatest of all time, though. You do whatever the fuck you want, Vinny. What a guy. I think he breaks the scoring record, and then he can't retire, I'm thinking.
his life for 23 years now has been so football regiment. Like, I wonder what his life will be like
Really,
outside
I
of it.
think he's ready.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think he is.
Now, when you and me were around each other there when I was working from here, and there was no more like going to football or like getting away for a little bit, that was quite a little adjustment. I assume Vinatieri and his wife will have to do the same thing. The family changes, dynamic that changes everything.
Doesn't he coach though for one of his kids?
That is true. He's coach. He's like super dad, by the way. Everybody knew Adam Vinatieri's super dad.
And he's a lot older than you, so he's probably ready to just settle down.
There's that fucking lion.
There he is.
There's that lion in the background.
He's probably gonna come this way anytime.
Speaking of lions and human cockfighters, we got a chance to talk to the guy who's going to be fighting our friend Matt Matrione here in a few months for the Bellator Grand Prix, Ryan Bader. And I'm going to tell you what, I am a fan of this guy. It's a good conversation. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Bader's there on the hotline.
All of the nerds in the room just perked up to this song. This is the Star Wars song. Is that right?
Correct.
Like the intro. This is where they do the captions or the.
This is the Imperial March.
The
Imperial March.
This is Darth Vader's theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, which makes sense.
Whenever he enters.
That makes a
the
lot of
first time.
sense because our guest now is a professional fighter for Bellator MMA. He has won a fight, advancing him in the heavyweight Grand Prix that they're having to fight big loser Matt Matrione. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Darth Bader.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Mr. Bader, before we get started, Gonzo had a question for you before you went on air. Gonzo, would you like to ask him the question, Gonzo?
Has anybody ever called you Master instead of Darth?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I have to come. I have to come out one time and have a cage there.
Now coming to the cage,
Becoming Master of Puppets, and then
I'm the Master
Vader.
Hey, congrats on the big win this past weekend. You train your dick off for months and months, and then it's a 15-second knockout. Is that exciting, happy, or are you kind of mad that you trained so much for such a quick little affair?
No, it's kind of funny. It's like I was saying, you kind of regret doing all you did, but it's the one time that you don't do it that you get into a 3 or 5 round war. So now back in the day, I was like, oh, I wanted to kind of test myself a little more, or whatever. But now if I can get out unscathed, healthy, especially in the tournament format, it's perfect.
That's beautiful. There was a lot of lead up to this. Bellator is doing some beautiful things. I mean, they had 50 Cent posting Instagram videos about it where he bet on King Mo. Then you called him. Bellator teamed up with Paramount Network. Bellator seems to be really gaining some traction. Are you enjoying the run with Bellator right now?
Yeah, I truly am. I came over from UFC, and my first fight was in Madison Square Garden for the belt. So it was as big as any fight I've ever had. I've been on big cards, and then they come out with this Grand Prix tournament, and they asked before we even knew who was in it. They said, "Hey, we're doing a Grand Prix style tournament. We don't know who's in it. We don't know how it's going to go. Do you want in?" And we said, "Hell yeah, let's do it." So
yeah, you find any heavyweight on earth. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, you find any human out there, I'll fight him. That's a wild mindset, Bader. Wild mindset.
Yeah, I came over to do stuff like this, so to be open. The higher ups in Bellator, asked me if I was open to stuff like that. Fighting a heavyweight, maybe fighting in Japan, this and that. So it was it's refreshing for me, and then it's been nothing but great. The mood's been awesome.
Well, you beat the hell out of King Mo. That's awesome. King Mo would beat all of us up, so we understand that.
Right.
And you beat him up pretty quickly, 15 seconds, which is wild. Now you got to go against an absolute dumb meathead, Matt Matrione. How do you feel about your upcoming fight with him? What is the build-up going to be like? How will you prepare for Matt Matrione, things like that?
I've known Matt forever. We back in the UFC, we used to go on the trade show to have fighters out. You weren't fighting, but you're promoting and stuff. And so I've known him forever, trained with him a little bit. Before he was in Arizona before I left to go to my fight. And he's like, "Hey, can you hang out a little bit?" I was like, "Hey, I'm busy. I got packed, whatever." He's like, "All right." He's like, "Good luck. I'll punch you in the face in October." And so it's just one of those things where we're professionals, we're friends, but we'll go out there and compete because we're in a tournament. We both want to the same thing as you get the heavyweight belt, you know. And so he's a big boy. He's quick. He's fast. But what he doesn't do good, I do the best.
Oh, what's
I
that?
Go in there.
What's that?
I can wrestle. I can wrestle. My cardio's there. You know, looking at his last fight, and you know, he's obviously a great fighter, but there's also holes. You know, and that's what I do best.
And he's in Mexico drinking fucking pina coladas and Coronas while you're fighting right now. How'd that make you feel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, you know, I'm in San Fran kind of doing the same too right now.
I respect that so much. Matreon passes out on our couch on a weekly basis here, so I'm excited to get. I'm excited to
he's
give.
a good dude.
He is. He's a really good dude. But I think what Bellator is doing, he knew that you were going to win this fight months ago. He said Bader's going to win, then I'm going to fight Bader, and it's going to be he's expecting it to be a great fight. And I think that's what Bellator is doing, is they're putting out good fights, explosive fights, things that fans can get behind. That has to feel good as a fighter to be a part of an organization doing that and being one of the main stars.
Yeah, and coming over to Bellator, you know, I saw where they were going as an organization, and they're definitely skyrocketing in the right area. But I came over, I was like, I want to be on these bigger cards. You know, I don't want to fight any reservation in the Midwest. You know, I want to fight on these big cards. And like I said, MSG was my first fight. You know, so everything feels big. Like this weekend was big. You know, and a weekend before with Fedor and Mir was huge. You know, so. They're doing the right things. People are talking about it. They're doing this tournament. It has some interest, some buzz, and people like this format, like to look at it overall and see different matchups, and they're just doing the right thing.
How did you celebrate your 15-second knockout? Did you get incredibly intoxicated?
Yeah. Friends and family are in town, you know, so I always stay a couple of days extra wherever I'm at because I have you know, family from different parts of the country that'll come in. So we just had fun at the hotel, a couple of bars. We came to San Fran for the day and just had some fun. And now get back and just get back at it.
Could you imagine being a gladiator going in there, winning, right? Because everybody in the crowd is basically chanting like "kill, kill, kill," winning, and then the overall litness that has to come right after that. I couldn't even fathom.
Especially the long ass training.
Like it's a huge stress relief afterwards because you're thinking about one guy and one fight, one date for how, you know, for whenever you hear about that fight. It could be 3 months prior or whatever. Then you put in all the work and you want everything to come together in one night. And when it does, you win, especially win like that. It's just a huge pressure release. You know, you wake up the next morning, you're like, you know, you wake up and you're like, wait, I already fought. Perfect. You know, it's done. But then you're almost kind of like, all right, what's next? On to the next one. But it was definitely a good feeling.
Ryan, will you be their first fighter at Bellator to hold a belt in 2 different weight classes?
I believe so. You know, it's definitely a goal, obviously, of mine. I wanted to definitely defend the light heavyweight belt before I did anything in heavyweight at all. But to go in there and be a 2-divisional champ, let alone at the weight classes and trying to do that, you know, light heavyweight and heavyweight. Big guys, small gloves, you know, the heavyweight belt is the most turnover usually in all combat sports because, you know, the big guys, one punch can change a fight, you know, and so to go in there and grab that and the light heavyweight belt is definitely a career goal of mine, and not very many people have done it.
Wait, he's currently the light heavyweight champ?
Yeah, you are, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You came straight into it.
Yeah. That seems like something I should have known. That seems like something I should have done in the intro. That's on me. Make sure they have both of those belts if you end up winning, because that Conor McGregor situation was fucking hysterical. Whenever he did it, he was like, "Where's my belt? Where's my belt, Dana?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing that. That was awesome. Have you, as a fellow combat fighter, the Conor McGregor rise and fall and everything that's happening, do you take a look at that and judge it at all? How do you think he's doing for mixed martial arts and for combat sports? Is the hoopla around him good for the sport or not?
Yeah, I think it is. You know, obviously his last deal, wasn't the best for him, but it'll probably make the most massive fight ever with him and Khabib, you know. So it'll turn into a positive for him. You know, everything he touches turns into gold, you know, and he came in and steered the sport from a fighter's perspective into, you know, his lane and in his way, you know, and he went out there and made a shitload of money and you know, put himself in a position that I don't think any other fighter has ever been in, you know, and so I like it. He did it the right way. He went over and made $100 million plus boxing, and one of the greatest boxers of all time, you know, so it's cool to see and impressive to me.
180 million or 100 million?
I said 100 million plus.
Oh, fuck. I thought you had a different number. I was like, holy shit. I didn't know he made 180 million. That's unbelievable. Hey, before we wrap up here, we got to go to a break. I know your life is probably awesome. Is there, if you had a little bit of time to say something to Matt Matrione about what's going to happen to him in your next fight, would you like to get that kind of off your chest right now, Bader, Mr. Darth Bader?
Oh, you're trying to stir the pot here, huh?
Yeah, that's on me. That's 100% on me. Yeah.
He knows that we can talk shit to each other, and we'll be professional about it. But like going back to what I said, you know, I told him he's got to get in some wrestling practice. That's what I've been doing that my whole life. You know, since I was 7 years old, I was grinding in that room the whole time, and so, you know, he better get in there. He's got to defend that takedown. You know, I want to get in there and be the champ. It's my buddy, but I got to run through him.
Hey, this is just business. It ain't personal. Hey, Ryan Darth Bader, we appreciate you so much for joining us. Good luck. Thanks for taking time, man. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it, guys.
All right, have a good one, man. Bellator's got some good shit going on. They really do. Bellator's got some good shit going on. They got a lot of hype, a lot of pub around them. I understand UFC is basically the name for mixed martial arts in a lot of people's heads, but I like what Bellator's doing. I very much enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Have you guys ever had wallet problems?
Every day.
I tell ya, the Ridge is a minimalist front pocket wallet that helps you reevaluate your everyday carry. Launched by a father-son team and funded on Kickstarters.
Why is he talking?
That's his sales. Don't worry about it. That's his sales.
Like that?
That's your
Is that
sales
wrong?
voice.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's a good
Keep
voice.
going.
I'll go normal.
No.
Kickstarter.
No, sales voice.
Oh. Kickstarter in 2013 to the tune of $266,000. The Ridge now resides in the
dollars. $266,000.
There's no dollar sign, so I don't know. It has a K. I was hoping to run past that.
I was hoping nobody would notice.
I don't know what it's just a K, so I don't know. Okay. So the Ridge now resides in the pocket of every. The Ridge now resides in the pockets of over 250,000 men and women.
Wow.
So for both you guys can rock it.
Look at this. I know people that have this wallet personally, and they love it.
Anyone in particular?
They were willing to give me quotes about how good the wallet was. And normally that is not the way it goes. So I am excited for my lady and I here to get this minimalist wallet that people have been dreaming of.
Oh, yeah.
That Kickstarter, $266,000.
Yep. Dollar or not, we don't know.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Did good. It did really good because these wallets are speak-aboutable.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been worried about someone stealing, like, your identity with those little scanners?
Don't we talk about that every day?
Oh, my God.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's your lucky day. The RFID blocking wallet is made by two metal plates, either titanium, carbon fiber, or aluminum.
Wow.
Yep. Bound together by a durable elastic band. I tell you, it is top of the art.
Top of the art.
top of the what? The art.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right up on the
right
T.
out there at the top of the line.
Dump that, yes. State of the art.
Top of the line.
Top of the line.
State of the
line. State of the art.
Oh, God, there's a human. Oh, God,
oh, no.
that scared the shit out of me.
Who's that?
Luckily, I have my Ridge wallet, and he can't take it.
Oh, my God, that was
to describe
so
this, my driveway is, I'd say about probably a quarter mile long, you think?
North of that, for sure.
With trees lining it on either side. It's a little bit of a dark trail. And my brother, who lives in the front yard there, has walked down after releasing. Hey, I didn't know the lion broke free.
Way. You should have made some noise or something. That was scary. Val just noticed.
There it is.
The true lion.
Good defense system there.
Yeah.
Hey, we were talking about the best wallets in history. If you could get back to that, Zito.
Yeah, the Ridge the Ridge is a minimal front pocket wallet that's designed to let you ditch your bulky wallet. I tell you, those are the worst. You can't sit down. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate a bulky
It's
wallet.
a big lump in your back pocket. It's the
And
worst.
You know what does? It hurts your hips. People
Yeah.
forget your hips get off, which means you get sore, which means your ankles are bad. Just a whole bad
Just
situation.
bad hips in general.
Yeah,
you're gonna
nobody
need hip
wants bad
surgery a couple
hips.
years down the road.
Yep, because of the bulky wallet.
But let me tell you, the Ridge wallet, it is slim, and it will not make you have hip surgery.
I'm thankful for that.
Yep. You get 10% off today with free worldwide shipping. Worldwide.
Wide.
Wow.
Wide. Investors?
Wide.
Possibly you.
By going to ridgewallet.com and using the promo code McAfee. Ditch your bulky wallet.
Nailed it.
Ditch your bulky wallet today and get the Ridge at ridgewallet.com.
Nice. There are a few perks that come from hosting a podcast, Zito. Did you know that?
I did know that.
What are a couple of them off the top of your head, if you were just to guess?
I don't know.
Yeah, just a couple perks you think that I receive because I host a podcast.
Water.
Okay, a lot of water here on Earth. Yeah, I get a
Yep.
chance to have some water. Yep.
Land.
I get some land. Yeah. Well, I don't know if the podcast brought any of this, but great tank tops come with every profession. I think that we will be selling here in the very near future. Everybody should buy one to keep this boat afloat, if we will.
I think I don't know any perks, but would you like to tell me?
Well, there are a few that come from hosting a podcast, but one of my favorites is getting hooked up with a box of awesome from Bespokey Post every single month. These guys are upgrading my style, house, and life one box at a time. It's kind of like a present from myself to myself once a month. You know anything about once a month situations, Sam?
Yeah, just one thing.
Although yours might be a little bit of a negative, mine is such a positive, and you can experience that positivity too with a boxofawesome.com. Bespokey Post scouts out quality and unique products from around the world, not just here in Indiana.
No.
Not just California, all the way to Rhode Island, and all the towns in between. Not even Canada. The world, Craig. The world. Delivering them to you every month without high retail markups. To get started, visit boxofawesome.com and answer a few short questions that will help them get a feel for the boxes that'll go with your style. Whether you're in search of the perfect drink, a well-kept pad, or jet-setting in style, Bespokey Post helps you get there, improving your life one box at a time. I love a good one box at a time. Each box goes for under $50, but has more than $70 worth of unique gear waiting inside for you. That's a $20 win immediately. Just on deck, waiting. On the first of each month, you'll receive an email with your box details. You'll have 5 days to change colors and sizes or add extra goods to your box. If you're not feeling that month's box, then simply skip it. From barrel aging kits to limited edition cigars, weekender bags to classy DOP kits, Bespokey Post offers essential goods and guidance for the modern man. To receive 20% off your first subscription box, go to boxofawesome.com and enter promo code Heartland at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, promo code Heartland for 20% off your first box. Bespokey Post, themed boxes for guys that give a damn. Boxofawesome.com. Did we call it a box of awesome, I assume, at some point? Have we said that? If we haven't, that's an incredible little tagline that they're running with, because that's exactly what it is. Every time it shows up at my office, it's fucking awesome.
I saw the last one. That was the craziest things you've got.
It isn't just like things you would never think of getting ever.
You use them all too. That's
I
crazy.
do. They are currently in the office on the random parts. The minute hourglass thing, I would never in a million years buy it for myself, ever. I'm not the best shopper for me anyways to begin with.
No.
Normally she has to buy me everything. which is kind of embarrassing because I am an adult. But Bespokey Post hooks me up with these incredible things that you would never think to get. That's why Box of Awesome is the perfect gift for yourself, to yourself, from yourself, for your future self. Boxofawesome.com, promo code Heartland. Get 20% off your first subscription box. Hashtag Endgang, hashtag Endgame. Go ahead and take a picture of what you think Jay looked like while walking out of the fucking driveway
So
down
creepy.
here. His name's Jason. I mean, it's a holiday Halloween field to begin with. Slow walk, creepy walk, not saying a
What was
goddamn word.
Dahmer's name as well?
Jeffrey.
Oh, close.
Oh, Jason Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm joking. Hashtag Endgang, hashtag Endgame. Go ahead and send us a photo of
You can do gardens.
Of good gardens.
Yep.
Because we did mansions last time because that Jerry Hostetler guy.
Jeez.
Send us a picture of a good garden, and I'll make sure that the right person sees it so that it could potentially happen at this house. Right, Sam?
Yes.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I love you, lady.
I love you more. Ooh.
Stupid.
Winner.
At Viva Lazito, at Ty Schmidt, and here's at Jason McAfee 412.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, I heard your pet lion got free.
Yeah.
Were you gonna give a heads up to the neighbors, or
He's friendly. He's not gonna.
how'd he get out?
When I was cleaning the garage out, he snuck out.
I was hoping he jumped over the fence.
No, the house door, the door between the house and the garage pops open if it's not shut the whole way, and I didn't notice.
You didn't notice a lion leaving?
Well, I was washing my hands and changing my shirt, and when I came back out from washing my hands,
Where'd you find him at?
there's a house in the neighborhood over here that he kind of always runs to for some reason.
Is it where the Sharpay is?
How the fuck did he get out? We have this thing fenced in.
There's a hole down there.
So he goes all the way down and then all the way back to the house?
Like, yeah, he goes down and into the woods, and then he runs around back there for a while, and then there's, it's not even like these houses, it's like the next set over.
This dog's running a mini marathon. This dog is running a mini marathon. Does that person just give him water and just wait for you to get there?
The first time he got out, yeah, that's what he did, and then this time that he was just sitting on the deck, like they were outside working in the dark, which is whatever. And I walked back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's up there."
Does he bring a suitcase
How
with
many
him?
times has he been to this thing?
Like 2 or 3. Kind of goes to the same area.
This is absurd. Did you know that this lion has escaped 3 times?
Is it the house with all the kids? Because maybe we just
Let him go.
let him go.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Something
bummer.
to think about. Something to think about.
They're
Hashtag
really
Endgang, hashtag Endgame. Send a photo of what you think Jay's lion looks like.
Oh, that's a good one.
This thing is a blue-haired pit? Gray.
Yeah, blue.
A blue-haired pit. How heavy is it?
He's 80 pounds.
That's a
Of
fucking
all
lie.
muscle.
No, that's all he is. He's only 80 pounds.
No way.
This thing's 100 pounds at least. This thing is 100 pounds. It stands on its hind legs. It's eye to eye with me. And he escapes. He knows where the hole in the fence is, by the way. This thing is Andy Dufresne out here. Knows where the hole in the fence is. Goes 2 blocks over, and the people that are working at night doing whatever the fuck they're doing. He's like,
Weird.
yeah, he's upstairs.
Weird.
Are you looking for that lion that just came?
5 minutes.
What was he doing up on the deck? Just sitting there?
Just sitting there, like, hanging out.
On their deck?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just laid down?
Yeah.
With any other dogs?
Nope, just hanging out up there.
Same house every time.
Not every time, but this.
How many times has this thing escaped?
Probably 4 or 5.
Learning a lot here. Learning a lot here. I think it's time about to end this show. I think for the sake of the neighborhood, I think we end this conversation. Whew. It was a good time. Ty Schmidt, good luck editing this. Viva Lazito, great job. Proud of you the way we handled that protest, by the way.
Oh, we killed it, I think.
I thought we covered it
That
very
was hilarious.
I thought we
guys.
covered it very
That
fairly.
was hilarious. My favorite part of it all wasn't even your guys's. It was turning on the local news and seeing you guys in the background. Like, oh my God, what the fuck are you guys doing?
You should have seen the cameras whipping around to get me on camera saying I was at the fucking protest. It was the best.
You just see Zito and then this dude with a tank top and white hat on.
Well, me and Zito were holding up our microphones, and I was on an edible or 2, speaking, and this camera was less than, a foot away from me, like shooting me, as if I was at the thing, and me and Zito are just staring right at this camera, just like obviously making a comment about something. And in my head, I'm like, this is going to be on the local news, is that I'm at this thing. And we're just sitting there with not a care in the world. And I was like, oh, this is a little bit bigger than we thought it was. It turns out it was a pretty big ordeal.
Did you have a microphone in your hand or something?
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, we both did. They didn't work, though.
So what I saw you, an old lady was getting arrested, and you were just like propped up with your microphone.
That was Joanne.
Joanne.
That was a
tearjerker. I almost started crying after that one.
Oh.
Joanne was beloved. Joanne was beloved by the rest of the Poor People's Campaign. She was a poor people's hero.
She went to a better place, though.
She
Poor
did.
People's Campaign that has money, though.
She went to air conditioning. So funny. This was such a serious moment for those cops. You could tell those cops were about done with it. Those cops were about sick of it. It was 100 degrees out there. And Cito was like, is there air conditioning in that van? And the guy's like, yeah, I think there is, actually. Oh, they're so lucky. Oh, God. That was what a moment.
I was wearing a long sleeve. I wanted to get arrested.
You lost 18 pounds.
Yep.
That's what happens. Jay, you're starting to look fit, too. You're looking real fit.
Thanks.
You know your brother could potentially be a superhero soon.
I heard that.
Nothing else to say? I mean, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I don't know. See how it turns out, I guess.
Great reaction.
Do you want to be a superhero?
No,
Ty,
I do
don't
not
die.
want to be a superhero.
Ty, please. You cannot die here. If you're going to die,
You just throw my body in the woods.
to the lion, rolling up there.
How did you even find out about this guy, anyways?
About what?
The Booster Gold guy.
Gonzo.
Gonzo?
Voice of Gonzo. He's on our team hard, I think, that guy. He's
like a good guy.
He is a good
Seems
guy.
very nice.
Have you seen his Twitter?
Yeah.
It's all Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, it's very
Everything.
nice of him to do that.
Yep.
He was on another show for what, 10 years, he said?
The Jay Thomas show.
He was on Jay Thomas show for 10 years, and now he got handed us. And I assume, just like with most people with me, when you first meet me, I could be a bit much. Probably hate me. Just like everybody at that campaign, that Poor People's Campaign. I feel like they all hated me early, but then came around towards the end.
Probably assumed you're there to mock them or something.
Yeah, because one guy came after me on Twitter and was like, you're mocking this. I'm like, where did you see us mock? We were letting everybody speak, I thought. Like, I thought we were one of the most, like...
We were the people that found the person to talk to the media.
Yeah, nobody else would have talked to that person if it wasn't for us speaking to the person who wanted to speak. Everybody else was singing. This lady wanted to speak. Unbelievable. But yeah, Gonzo was the one who found it. He was like, this is the guy you should be, dude. And I was like, I think you're right, Gonzo. Gonzo knows all that shit, too. The fact that he's going to have a bachelor party this weekend, I'm so happy for him. It seems as if he works every day of his life. I'm like,
I still think he should have flown in Indianapolis on Monday and be on our show on Monday.
yeah, and stay there for the week.
Yeah.
Probably can't, though, right?
Yeah, with his days, but...
Because there has to be somebody in New York doing something. What is he doing?
Has chicks in the office too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right, this is the show. See ya. It's a good ending. Ty Schmidt hit the music.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. He was a high school All-American, a college All-American. He was All-Pro in the NFL, but the thing that he's most proud of is during his show in Muncie, Indiana, he made a woman in the crowd laugh so hard, she shit her pants. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat McAfee!
Do you want any final thoughts, Sam? Anything to say, Sam?
Penis.
No couth.